Alright, what the fuck's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, I'm glad to see I didn't piss off Ralph. I don't know if he watches my stuff, but after I put up my last video that said, you know, I respect him and I like him, but I don't like him telling, because he's got millions of people to watch him. So when he tells millions of people that Hollywood is because of the Druids that worshipped, you know, the Hollywood, and that's where they got the name, and they're casting spells on people. And it could be just the way he said it and the way I interpreted it, but when he says something like that, and then all the people that watch him won't touch magic that maybe should have, because I'm not saying everybody needs to do witchcraft or my type of magic to change your life. There's so many ways you can do that, but this is a fucking one of the fastest probably routes to reach enlightenment. But anyways, all the people that should have maybe done magic that watched this video that are now going to stay away from it, anything that has a wand, because of what he said, because he's so popular. I mean, he's reached enlightenment, but he might stop other people from going down the path they should, just following his videos and not actually, you know, watching something else that could help them get to the next step. And so that's just my only goal was that wasn't to piss him off, wasn't to charge him up with negative charge. And then he puts out a video saying how to not let people bother you, after I say, you know, I think he's a great guy and all that, but I just don't want him, you know, maybe he got different information than me, maybe I got different information than him. It is what it is. I don't give a shit. But he's in a popular place where people watch him, and what he says, people are gonna follow. He's got sheep that follow him as well. I love watching him, but I'm not a sheep that just follows and does what he tells me to do. But there are people like that. People message me that, you know, start off by attacking me for saying something about Ralph, or it happened with the Thunder Wizard as well. And then by the time I'm done my conversation with them, they say, oh, you know what, you're right. And they're a little bit less of a sheep or a follower, or they might even been changed completely. And now they can watch Ralph with an open mind, take the information they need, and leave behind the information that may not be valid for them. So, was it my place to correct him and say that, you know, he's wrong about the Hollywood thing? Probably. I probably shouldn't do that. He's allowed to say what he wants. I'm allowed to say what I want. So it just is what it is. But I just, you know, I don't like when people, and I don't think Ralph's doing it on purpose. I think he believes what he believes. He knows what he knows. That's real to him. So it just is what it is. But nonetheless, I mean, the Druid Craft of the Wise doesn't want people to know their stuff unless they get initiated into their group. So they can be kind of like a religion in that sense. At least the people I've spoken to. And I mean, I don't know too much about it, so I won't pretend. But in the same sense, it's don't cast pearls before swine. And if the swine are going to go around thinking anybody who has a magical wand is a fucking evil sorcerer that's going to fucking, you know, is trying to put the world in a dark place, and you have to be someone who's just out in nature, breathing in trees every day and trying to just pass love around to everybody and not get angry and suppress your anger emotion, it's just like, well, no, that's not healthy at all. And that's not going to work for everybody. So there might be some people that follow Ralph that are an energy like me. I can't do all the stuff that Ralph says because of the way I'm made, the way I'm built up. And I'm a lot like, I'm not a Pisces. I'm not a Pisces at all. But I have 2 houses within Cancer, the first water sign. The 3rd and 4th house are right there. That's because I got a stellium, something like that. When you have 2 houses in the same, 2 signs in the same house, I have that twice on my chart. Likewise, I've got 2 signs, 2 actual zodiac signs that are technically, they skip a whole sign. So normally you're supposed to have 1 house and 1 sign in every house. That's how an equal one. Well, my chart is different. I got 2 double houses, 2 double house signs, and like my Pisces sign starts in Aquarius, goes all the way through my 12th house, which is related to Pisces, right? Starts in Aquarius and goes all the way to Taurus. Starts in Pisces, skips all of Aries, and goes into Taurus, right to my ascendant. That's how big my 12th house is. My 12th house is my 6th house. And my 6th house goes from, I want to say Scorpio. No, I think Scorpio is the one in the middle. It ends at Libra. They're the next one after, where my 7th house starts. And that's my descendant line. No, my descendant line finishes in Scorpio. Anyways, so that's the water sign there. The water sign's up there, and I got 2 houses in Cancer. So all my water signs, and I have in Scorpio, I have Pluto, and I have my that's where my south node, the moon, or Rahu. Not the one where your past life is. So where your talent is in your past life, what you're comfortable with, is in Scorpio, the water sign, the healing, sex, death, transformation, the occult sign, right? And I got Pluto, fucking. Anyways, I won't even get into what Pluto means, but and that's also where my south node is. It's the healing house, healers. You know, whether it's an empathic healer or an actual hands-on healer, and I've done both. I've healed with my hands, I've healed with my mind, and I've healed with my emotions, and you know, so. All my water signs, and I got Jupiter in Pisces at the top. Fuck, I got Jupiter, the planet that expands everything. So my Piscean energy is expanded by the biggest fucking planet, by fucking Zeus himself, Jupiter, Thor, if you will. So I know I'm not necessarily an ascendant Pisces, like someone who says they're Pisces all the time, but my fucking 3 water houses, receptive houses, just like my earth houses, all have a sign in it too. The other receptive, the other empathic, the other intuition, the other sign that receives stuff, the women energy, the female energy, the negative energy. Someone who's a Pisces has a negative energy. Not, obviously it depends where the rest of the planets are, but you see what I'm getting at. I have a lot of water energy, and it's expanded in some places, and in some places I got 2 parts of my life within the same sign, right? So if all these signs are a part of your body and a part of your life, and some type of energy within you, well, the 2 houses are like aspects of your life, trials and tribulations, you know. The first house being your identity, the second house being like, you know, anyways, it goes so on and so forth. Well, 2 of them are within the same fucking sign. So they're both ruled, and like the third one starts and ends in Cancer. Starts and ends. It doesn't go from one side to the next. So I have 2 energies there, which most people have a balance of 2 energies, right? Because the way it goes is fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. Male, female, positive, negative. Male, female, positive, negative. That's the way it goes. So when you have a sign, you have 2 signs next to it. You got a positive and a negative sign, or a male and female sign. So it's either Mars, Venus, and then whatever one you want, the sun and the moon, or Jupiter and Saturn, or Mercury and the moon. Once again, you can say Pluto. And the point is, it was positive, negative. So within one house, you have the beginning that's either negative and the ending is positive, or you have the beginning that's either female and the negative that's male, whatever the case is. Well, my third one starts and ends in Cancer, so it's negative, negative. See what I mean? That's a lot of perception. So that's just a little bit about that, but the point is I feel a lot. I'm a sensitive guy, and I'm trying to help people as well, and I just don't want people to get on the wrong path. That's my type of energy. I take in so much energy, you have no idea. I don't even have to be near somebody. I can take in their energy. Likewise, I know that you become what you surround yourself by. For example, you become some of your 5 closest friends. So if right now I decide not to hang out with my friends because maybe they're not on the same path as me, and I decide to just watch people like Ralph Smart on YouTube, well then I have 5 guys I only watch on there, and I don't mix up a whole bunch of different people's energies. And I take in their energies, and I'm going to become like them. So once again, I meant no disrespect to Ralph. I just don't like when someone's talking about something that, and I don't think he doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's definitely a knowledgeable guy. It's just, you know, he decided maybe a long time ago that that was the truth when it comes to that certain thing, and as far as I can tell, that's not the truth whenever it comes to the Hollywood and all that. So, but once again, there's nothing in this world that's all negative, and that's the vibe I get when he talks about Hollywood, is that, you know, it's all negative. It's all magicians or evil sorcerers and necromancers and whatever else, witches that are just out there to deceive everybody. And it's like, no, you could do it too. You probably could become a famous producer and get in the industry and put out good information to people. But here's the thing, people aren't going to listen to you if you just hand feed them the truth. You have to get them polarized against you for them to see the opposite view. Everybody in this world was just focused on themselves, you know, not believing in God anymore. So what do people do? We throw them so much spirituality and aliens and all this shit that they start saying, well, there's got to be some truth to it, instead of saying we're alone and it's just us. And, you know, all I'm trying to say is, you wake somebody up, they have to go dark before they go light. So if you keep someone all in this happy, light fucking place all their fucking life, keep them happy, they're never gonna have something that motivated them to want to change. They're gonna keep thinking, no, all I gotta do is be happy and things are gonna come. But then if nothing ever comes, then what happens? So you break them down a little bit and they become negative for a while, and then through that they have a transformation and something happens, and sometimes it hurts what happens, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's trauma, but you come out of that better than you were before. And it's almost always the fucking case. I mean, I don't like using absolutes, but in my case, it's always been the case. What just happened between me and my wife was so traumatic, and it hurt. I mean, tears and everything, but I was devastated. But where we are now is better than it was when we were in our honeymoon state. I mean, the sex, the closeness, the fact that we were just talking again today, and I was thinking about something. Fuck, what the fuck was it? And she just fucking said it before I said it. All the time. We're so connected. It's unbelievable. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, is the twin flame thing. But I just wanted to say, you know, for all the times I said, I don't know if Ralph Smart watches my stuff, which he probably won't anymore because he's mad at me, but I'm pretty sure his video today was in response to my video, and, you know, me asking to be on a show, and that's all good. I never wanted to be on a show to teach people. I never wanted to be on a show to get popular. I never wanted that whatsoever. I just wanted to talk to the man and maybe show him how much I learned through his wisdom and other people's wisdoms, you know, and publicly thank him and tell people, you know, anyways. But that's all I'll say about that, and I'll leave it at that for now. Again, I'm not trying to project anything onto him. I'm just trying to simply maybe get him to see that, you know, the information he looked up on that stuff a long time ago may not necessarily be the complete truth, and that maybe he should re-look up the Druid Craft of the Wise and signs, stuff like that, to just figure out, you know, what's what. Sorry, my sister texted me and I was reading and I was comprehending at the same time as I was speaking. That's why I sound like a babble. But, you know, I just wanted maybe him to maybe take another look into that stuff and see what's up. And the whole Jesus thing I said wasn't an insult by any stretch of the imagination, because Christ energy is a thing. Jesus Christ is definitely a thought form. You can call on and do stuff. It just, whenever he says he can't, maybe that was me jabbing at him. Maybe I was projecting that time. He was just finding something. It's possible, because I said it many times. I could talk about his NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I can talk about his analog marking, the way his titles are, and he emphasizes words. That's done specifically, you know, clickbait and things like that. But these things are ways to not necessarily manipulate somebody, but get somebody to almost not be able to not click on your title. That's analog marking. And neuro-linguistic programming is you say specific statements or words that put people in specific states of mind, similar to chance where they can't even turn off your video, and they can almost just fall asleep to your shit and, you know, just feel so calm when they're watching your stuff, but they're not really comprehending it. It doesn't matter, it's going right into the subconscious mind. I could talk about a lot of different things like that I've studied intensely, that I know Ralph does, and I know Ralph knows about, especially being a psychologist, who's someone who studied the mind and the psyche. He knows way probably more than I do about that stuff, but the things I know about that, I can see him doing in his videos on purpose, and I can talk about all that, and I choose not to, because I think he puts out overall a good message. But I just wanted to, you know, maybe just get him to see that what he's talking about with the wands and all that, man, people would be well served doing a curriculum that after you finish your curriculum, you have to make the earth pentacle. You have to make a censer for your incense. You have to make a chalice, a cup. You have to make a dagger. You know what I mean? You have to make a wand after the air grade. And that one you make is made with your energy, and therefore when you use it, you can draw things to you. There's no more need for sigils and complicated ways to get stuff in your subconscious mind. You can just be in your circle doing a ritual and bring stuff to you with that wand. That's where the magic wand comes from. But it gets perverted into Hollywood and all this shit, and you can't kill somebody with a wand. Harry Potter got that wrong. It would be the Athame if it was possible. And you have to attack their soul with it if you want to go down that route, but that's not how that works technically either. But the point of that is the wand isn't bad, and, you know, believing in a certain tree to make your wand out of is a good thing. I found the right tree to pick my wand out of. I decided to use pine trees, Christmas trees, that people kill every year for their Christmas fucking tree, for Jesus Christ. They go around killing fucking trees. I decided to take the Christmas trees that we've killed in the past. I kept a bunch of their branches, so probably for firewood, and then I had my transformation. I still had them in there, and I made a fucking cup out of it. I made pentacles out of it. I made sensors out of it. Never made a dagger yet out of wood, but it's something I'm going to do. Make maybe like a big wood replica of a sword, and maybe turn that into a metal one at some point. But I've totally made a wand out of it. My wand is like a pool cue, and I got copper and crystals all throughout the whole thing to protect and give more energy, and I'm damn proud of that fucking wand. And if anybody wants to call me some evil fucker using wands and shit like that, well, you don't know what you're talking about. That's not how it works. And when someone insults my craft or a variation of where I got information from my craft, it hurts a little bit. And everything I studied about those specific crafts are not evil. But yet at first glance, people with an opinion go on YouTube and just say things are evil without really looking into it. Just taking priest, teacher, judge, who knows, someone's word, and then running with it. And then so many people just take that one person's opinion that, well, all these people know this, it's general public knowledge, it's got to be true. And it's like, well, it's not true. But then it's me, one voice against many, and who's going to believe that? Well, nobody. And then people like Ralph Smart, who are trying to help and change the world, bring this negative awareness to something that could actually really help people. But anyways, that's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to insult him or trying to put a negative charge on him, and he probably thinks that, so it is as it is. And I hope he doesn't have any animosity or anything towards me, because I got nothing towards him. But I guess we'll find out in the days to come. Anyways, I'll come back on here and talk about the twin flame a little bit more in depth if I can, and we'll go from there.